U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is in Manila, Philippines, for high-level diplomatic meetings aimed at strengthening ties between Washington and one of its key Indo-Pacific allies. Associated Press has released initial visuals from Rubio's visit, showing the Secretary of State delivering remarks during his official engagements. However, the full transcript of his statements and the official AP storyline have not yet been released. The visit comes as the United States continues to deepen cooperation with the Philippines on regional security, economic partnerships, and broader Indo-Pacific strategy. Further details of Rubio's discussions and key announcements are expected once the U.S. State Department and Associated Press release the complete transcript and official briefing. We'll continue to bring you the latest verified updates as they become available.
Has been sending its Coast Guard in toward Taiwan, doing patrols near Taiwan. I know the U.S. has said this has been destabilizing. Did you raise that with Washington?
It always comes up in every one of our meetings because we obviously disagree with those actions. And we actually think that they run contrary to the spirit of what we're trying to work out with them with regards to strategic stability. But the bigger point to make in that regard is that the U.S. will continue to, we're never going to accept that international waterways are somehow under the control of other countries. We'll continue to sail through international waterways and freedom of navigation efforts of that kind, and we'll continue to live up to our commitments, for example, with the Philippines and other countries in terms of the treaty commitments that we have. Again, it speaks to areas of disagreement when it comes to our policies with China. Those need to be managed very carefully because obviously a conflict, be it economic or otherwise, between the U.S. and China would have a dramatic global impact. So,
you discussed with China, with Minister Wang Yi, the working group, or any more details of the Board of Trade, Board of Investment?
Yes, we did. We did, and we're moving towards implementation of that, and I think that's one of the potential, concrete deliverables that we can have before September when that visit happens. And again, those are good ideas, and they come in the aftermath of the visit we took to China earlier this year. And obviously, we're very close to Japan. We understand what they're facing right now. They're facing real restrictions, export controls and all sorts of things. And obviously you talked about some of the aggressive measures that have been taken. It's a troubling trend. I don't think that China-Japan relations are at their high point right now. We're very close to Japan. We have treaty obligations with Japan. We have deep history of cooperation with Japan, and that's going to continue. But we see it with concern. So we remain engaged with them, and ultimately we think in the long term this poses a threat to China as well. So I would hope that they would have an interest in being cooperative because in the end these same elements that are shipping fentanyl precursors all over the world will eventually do the same if they're not doing it already inside of China and their neighboring countries. So it's a work in progress, but I think we've made some progress on that front, but not entirely where we need to be.
Doesn't having a less than gold standard agreement in the Middle East run a risk?
Well, I'm not going to opine directly on that agreement. We're going to put out, even when the moment is appropriate, we'll put out that in writing. We have to do it with Congress anyways, so we'll certainly do it publicly. But suffice it to say, the U.S. is not going to reach any agreement with any country in the world that leads to the risk of proliferation.